Alright, let's look at another post in the Korean Eternity section. So this one's walking into Unreal, Tara's construction. In the early stages of the move, we prioritized concerns like how can we implement the unique sensibility of Mabinogi in Unreal Engine. Just when we thought we could catch our breath after achieving small but meaningful results, we were immediately faced with the mission to rebuild a massive amount of buildings that had been produced over 20 years ago. Really, we got stuck in a swamp of production that seemed to have no end. The workload was overwhelming, but because each building had its own unique theme and identity, we had no choice but to personally create each one with great care. So here we can see some of the buildings in Dumbarton. There were buildings with elaborate patterns all over the city, and the problem was that there was really a lot of them. So modularize it. So that's how the modularization process started. Fortunately, Tara was a city with standardized designs, so it was possible to plan the separation and reorganization of buildings. Thanks to this, we were able to plan an efficient work process, and the background team was able to get one step closer to completing the reconstruction mission. What is modularization? Modularization is a game production method that divides various elements that make up a 3D environment into small reusable units, or modules, and combines these into various configurations to create environments or structures. Each module has a basic structure, and by placing or combining several of them, it is possible to create complex backgrounds. For example, by combining several types of wall sets and columns and stairs to fill in the gaps, you can create several buildings of various sizes. So this shows you like an example of what you can combine and how it can like make a building. So that looks really good. So I tried to generate an example of modularization using AI. It's similar but not exact. So yeah, it looks good, but it's not exactly like it should be for Mabinogi. So first gather buildings with the same theme, then figure out what can be used repeatedly for each building with that theme, and consider width, height, depth, design, features, etc. to plan how to divide them. Then start with a large classification and narrow it down to details. Then reverse assemble them to check if there are any things you missed during the division. It may look like it will be easy when you see the image, but since Mabinogi was not designed to be modular from the beginning, it is actually much more difficult than you might think. It seems complicated. Is there a reason for modularizing it to this extent? The first is efficiency. Since you can combine multiple modules to create various shapes, you can produce a variety of products while reducing repetitive work. You only need to work on one set of modules, and you can create multiple building combinations with it. The second is flexibility in design changes. Modification of one module automatically reflects everywhere that the module is used, so design changes can be applied in batches. In addition, the modular system is advantageous in applying various concept styles. For example, applying different concepts and colors to the same wall module can produce results with different moods. The third one helps with optimization. Many objects affect performance when rendered, Using modular backgrounds reduces redundant data and allows you to load and render some of them as needed, which helps optimize performance. You can improve performance by loading only modules needed in certain areas to minimize memory usage and dynamically loading modules according to the camera's view. And the fourth is reusability. Modular parts can be reused in completely different environments, allowing content creation while maintaining a consistent identity. The same modular structure of windows, doors, and building walls used in Tara can be applied to other towns in the future. Even if it cannot be used in the towns currently produced due to the concept implementation issues, it can be used as a foundation for new content that will be updated in the future, allowing for smoother world building. So here you can see what some of the buildings in Tara will look like in Unreal Engine. These are the Tara buildings that have actually been modularized. We are putting a lot of effort into making them efficient while maintaining quality. Can you imagine what the new Tara will look like? We are diligently continuing to accumulate architectural know-how so that we can simultaneously take advantage of the original identity of Mabinogi's background and the new environment called Unreal. In this way, Mabinogi's background is continuously being built and expanded with various attempts and considerations, so we ask for your interest and support. So yeah, this was a really good post. It's nice to see what some of these buildings will look like in Unreal Engine. So we'll be looking at another Korean Eternity post that came out on the Korean Eternity microsite. So this one's all about chairs and sitting. Suddenly the sitting position and posture change and the legs are buried in the chair. You can kind of see how the feet are buried in the chair there and how that doesn't look right. It's clipping through. And then when you stand up, I stand in the buried chair. Your character appears in the middle of it. So this is going to be about how to fix all that. Looking at the current state of Pleon Engine, there were issues with sitting down and standing movements. Suddenly the position changed and the awkward sight of the legs being buried in the chair was seen. So why does this happen? This is because each character has a different height and leg length, and size of the chair is also different. Development points for implementing natural sitting, so these are the things that they plan on adding to help your character sit better. Applying these 7 elements will result in much more natural movements. When you use the rest skill, you should be able to find a chair within a 5-meter radius and sit on it. When generating the navigation mesh, the area where the character can move, considering the character's maximum collision box size, there were cases where the chair was inaccessible. I explained the situation to the person in charge and adjusted the chair collision box to make the chair accessible. So there is a large height difference between a small character and a large character. So yeah, there is a height difference between humans, giants, elves, and whatever age that you have your character set at, because the age system is basically a height adjuster for your characters. This diversity allows us to create data assets that can be customized by race and age. So prepare to sit down. When sitting, the direction you look should be towards the chair, that is, the opposite direction you approached the chair. Even if you move to the sitting position using the route finder, there may be a slight error, so this position error is also corrected through interpolation. This process takes about 0.2 seconds to process naturally. And sit down. While playing the sitting motion, slowly adjust the position of your hips to the sitting position of the chair. In the Pleon engine, there was a phenomenon of bouncing when adjusting the height before sitting down. But this was improved by adding additional processing to move to the target position through interpolation during the animation. For the same reason as the starting sitting position, small characters are set to sit in front of the chair, and large characters are set to sit inside the chair. This can also be adjusted by race and age in data asset. So we can see that example down here. You can see a small human character, and you can see that when she's sitting on the chair, she's sitting more towards the front of the chair. And we have a taller giant character, and when they sit down, like they're further back on the chair, it looks like. So you can see how this already looks a lot better than it currently does in our current version of Mabinogi. Although those plants are kind of clipping through the bench. But this is just a test, so I'm sure they'll iron that out. And this was posted by Chair King, so cool avatar. But yeah, this is all about like chairs and like sitting and how all those physics work. So there are finally some new posts on the Korean Eternity section, and we're going to be taking a look at some of them. So we're going to start with this one. I think Mabinogi is a game that requires you to check a lot of things on the screen often. There are many reasons for this. The inventory is unique and the number of skills is just too numerous. However, before focusing on the UI on the screen, I focused on the most basic screen. This has been a frequent topic among relatively new players in the development lab. So I compared it to recent games and considered how I could make Mabinogi's screen more pleasant. So this is all about like field of view and how we can make the screen for Mabinogi better. So here you can see 3 different images of the field of view. So right here they're zoomed in to the back of their character. And then here they're zoomed out a little bit more, and you can see a little bit more behind them and in front of them. And then here they're like zoomed way out, and you have a good view of Dumbarton. The field of view refers to the field of view on the game screen. This will likely be familiar to those who enjoy taking photos. So if the angle of view is low, the range visible on the screen is narrow. The higher the angle of view, the wider the range visible on the screen. To make it easier to understand, let's look at some in-game example images. So they do have some example images here, and also some example videos, but these videos are taking a long time to load, probably because I'm a North American player and this is on the Korean website. But I have 2 of them loaded up, we'll take a look at those. So here's the first video, and you can see that they're zoomed into the front of their character. And you can see a lot of Dumbarton from here, so a few things have been moved around. You'll notice that the staircase to the town office is a little different, and there's a big staircase going directly up to the magic school now. And also the mailbox is over here instead of over here. So a few small changes to make Dumbarton feel better. But overall it still looks the same. let's take a look at this. So here you can see them zooming out and zooming in and zooming out. Gives you kind of an example of what it's going to be like and how smooth it is. And for the next video, they're actually going to run down this street of Dumbarton. So this is what it looks like when a new player is entering Dumbarton in Unreal Engine. So yeah, all these videos here are pretty much the same. If you look at the images and videos, you will be able to feel the difference between narrow and wide angles at a glance. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Currently, the live-action version of Mabinogi features a 45-degree field of view. Considering the average monitor size when Mabinogi was first developed, this isn't a particularly unusual figure. However, the problem is that over 20 years have passed. The monitor sizes used by militians have also increased, and the amount of content on systems in-game has significantly increased, resulting in a massive increase in what you can see on the screen. So yeah, that's definitely true. I play Mabinogi with a 24.5-inch monitor because that's what works best for me, but Mabinogi sometimes has trouble on like really big monitors. You'll have to mess with the settings a lot to get it to work right. So first, this narrow field of view needed to be broadened to fit the modern game. However, it'd be problematic if the difference from the screen you're accustomed to while playing was so great that it felt out of place. So yeah, this is pretty tricky. You do have to make like little adjustments like this to make Mabinogi more modern. So yeah, there are these two videos here as well, and I would play them if they weren't loading so slowly, but you can come to the Korean Attorney section and load up these videos, or try and download them. It might take a little while, but you can see them that way. I've tried setting different minimum and maximum angles to ensure a natural change when zooming in and out with the mouse scroll. A closer look reveals that objects in the distance move slightly differently when zoomed in and zoomed out. As I adjusted the angle of view like this, I realized there were more things to consider than simply fixing it to one number. So this is actually a room in Albi Dungeon in Tirnanog. There's also some posts about how they're redoing the boss room and a couple other rooms in Tirnanog completely. I need both a distant view and a closer view for a clearer view of the character, and these two perspectives had to be properly differentiated. At the same time, I had to be careful not to accidentally switch perspectives. If you accidentally scroll in the middle of a hunt and get pulled into a character, you'll be in big trouble. Yeah, that would be bad. And here we can actually get a cool view of Tirnanog. I actually downloaded this video, which you can do by clicking right here and selecting download. So we don't need to wait for that one to load up. Let's pull that up next. Okay, so here's the video of Tirnanog, which actually looks pretty cool. So you can see the fence here, you can see the torches. I like how the fire is blue instead of orange. Like, that looks really cool. It would be awesome to have like a Halloween event here. Like, this looks really good. And here they're zooming in a bit. And here they're zooming out a lot, so you can see how some of the fence here is destroyed. And it looks like there's a wolf or maybe a warg like right out here. So this is just like off to the side of the bank. So yeah, this post has a lot of information about the field of view in Mabinogi and how they're going to make it work with like bigger monitors and stuff. So this is definitely worth checking out. You can come to the Korean Eternity site using Chrome and it'll translate all this so you can read it more or less. So today we'll be looking at a part that was shown in the Korean Fantasy Party for Mabinogi. We'll be looking at character creation in Unreal Engine 5. And we have English closed captioning. There's the login. So they played this live on stream. Here's the new character select screen. This looks pretty cool.
안녕하세요, 밀레시안 여러분. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 민경훈입니다. 이번 이터니티의 소식의 시작을 제가 직접 보여드리고 싶었습니다. 그래서 캐릭터 생성 과정을 제가 직접 좀
So the director is going to show us the character creation process for Unreal.
업데이트 후에 실제로 만나보실 모습은 지금과는 조금 다를 수 있는데 지금 현재 저희가 구현해 놓은 모습을 천천히 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 이렇게 하나씩 선택할 수 있고요. 새 캐릭터를 선택해 보겠습니다. 이 의상은 처음 보시는 의상이죠. 이터니티 버전으로.
This is the first time you've seen this costume, newly created in Eternity version. This is the newbie wear, okay.
전에 잠깐 소개해드린 것처럼 이런 형태의
A while ago, yes, as I briefly introduced, this is now...
신발도 이제 구현해 볼 수 있고요.
Now let's implement pretty shoes in the shape of...
일단은 남캐를 한번 잠깐 보여드릴게요.
Okay, first the male character. So yeah, you can pick the male character's age. And this shows you like the stats. Because the stats are like slightly different.
이렇게 당연히 나이도 이렇게 고를 수 있고요. 능력치는 신경 쓰지 않으셔도 됩니다. 임시 수치로 넣어둔 거예요.
So it looks like over here we have like a couple of different like starting outfit options. So like this is the newbie wear over here, and it looks like you can pick like one of these other 3 outfits to start with. So far this looks really good.
얼굴도 이렇게 이거 이따가 조금 이따가 자세히 보여드릴 텐데 이제 남캐 헤어들은 지금 일단 반영해 놓은 건 이 정도고요. 여러 가지 익숙하신 헤어들이
Couple of the different male hairstyles.
이런 헤어도 있고, 그리고 당연히 이렇게 색상도 선택할 수 있습니다.
And the different colors.
일단 다시 돌아가서 네, 여성캐로 선택을 해보겠습니다.
And you can notice, like here, you can see some of the hair clipping through her outfit. So it's a lot easier to notice, like, the hair clipping through the outfits on the female character, because she has, like, longer hair. And the longer hair options typically, like, clip through the outfits more.
네, 예쁘죠? 예쁜 건
Yeah, you can see it, like, better up close. You can see how it's, like, cutting into the shirt and stuff. But it looked a lot better in game. That might just be, like, a character creation thing. Like, when I saw, like, the in-game footage that's later, it looked a lot better and a lot less noticeable.
가까이서 봐야 됩니다. 이렇게 가까이서 보시면 이 디테일이 좀 보이실 것 같아요. 이렇게 의상도 이런 식으로 디테일하게 표현해서 구현을 해볼 수가 있고요. 피부 색상도 이렇게 선택한 대로 바로 잘
And different skin tones. That's cool.
네.
That one's cool too.
이런 모습도 그렇고 다양한 모습을 볼 수 있고, 네, 저는 개인적으로 좋아하는 연한 복숭아 빛을 선택하겠습니다. 이 헤어도 이렇게 반영이 되는데 아마 지금 잘 아시는 헤어들이 있을 거예요. 아시는 헤어들이 있고, 그렇죠. 이 헤어는 좀 이따가 다시 보실 수 있을 것 같은데 저는
Okay, this hairstyle doesn't clip through the outfit at all. So that's good. Because, like, the hair that hangs off to the sides here in the front, like, that's far enough away from the outfit that doesn't clip into it. And, like, the ponytail in the back goes out far enough to the point where it doesn't, like, clip into the back of the character at all.
죄송합니다. 제 취향대로 일단 선택을 해보겠습니다. 그리고 눈도 지금은 이 정도로 반영이 돼 있고요. 눈도 아마
Couple of different options for eyes.
네, 이 눈으로 선택을 하겠습니다. 아, 제가 헤어 색상을 안 정했네요. 제가 그 블루 계열을 좋아해서 여기 제
Changing the hair color?
명확하게 있지는 않은데 네, 다른 의도는 없습니다. 이 블루를 선택을 하겠습니다. 그리고 눈도 맞춰야죠. 네, 이렇게 맞추겠습니다. 그리고 입은
Yeah,
지금
changing the hair and eye color.
있고요. 그리고 장식이랑 화장도 있는데 네, 이 부분은 네, 나중에 또 보여드릴 기회가 있을 것
There are
같습니다.
decorations and makeup too,
보시면 이상
so you can use that.
네, 이런 프리셋들을 확인하면
Yeah, and here's some of the different, like, starting outfits. Now he's going through, like, those options. This one goes really well with the blue hair.
하실 수가 있습니다. 네, 이렇게 있고요. 그리고 이렇게 가까이서 보시면 좀 재질감이 좀 다르죠? 네, 이런 의상도 있고, 그리고 왠지 궁수한테 어울릴 것 같은 네, 이런 의상도 있고요. 네, 이런 의상도 있습니다. 네,
Yeah, this one looks pretty cool. Looks like an outfit that maybe, like, a priest or a healer would wear, like a priestess or a healer. Or a mage.
이제 본격적으로 한번 떠나보겠습니다.
They're laughing because the name was taken when he tried to name the character.
네. 서버는 지금 유튜브 하나만 반영을 해둔 거니까 혹시나
The server currently only reflects one loot. They might be talking about, like, loot server. Since I've already done it, maybe other than loot, I hope the servers aren't upset. Okay, so he's gonna create the character. The owl looks pretty cool too.
어떠세요? 밀레시안과 에린을 연결해줄 조금 새로운 모습의 소울 스트림입니다.
The soul stream looks pretty good. I like how they added some color to like this part where you walk around. Like there's some blue, some gold, and maybe some like blue and purple more in the center where now is.
네, 여기 계신 분들은 너무 잘 아시다시피 마비노기에서 의미 깊은 장소잖아요. 네, 그래서 좀 더 가슴에 남을 만한 모습으로 변화를 시도해보고 있습니다. 우리 나우가 쳐다보네요. 네, 아이고 죄송합니다. 제가 지금 손이 떨리고 있어요.
These dialogue options on the side are pretty cool. Like, I like the way the boxes look for text and everything. So far, this looks pretty good as far as the interface goes for like chatting with an NPC.
네, 하나하나 말을 걸어보고 싶지만 지금 이제 보여드릴 게 좀 더 있기 때문에 에린으로 바로 가겠습니다. 네. 다음에 또 만나요.
And now she's gonna send us to Aaron. Wait, let's go back just a little bit. This was... Alright, time to stream Mabinogi, and I forgot to collect my Pan's attendance rewards the other day, so I also have those things to open up. Any past selection box, and this is for another piece of Lolar's outfit, we'll keep that over here. Wait, where's that forgetful potion? There it is. Let's pull this over here. When can I do a rebirth? Not for a while. Let's do this. Let's quickly change to Forbidden Alchemist. And then we'll use that fruit to gain some more XP. So today we're going to do a lot of tech missions because we have our knee right now. I still need to get rid of some of these pet whistles I have. Alright, let's go find out what the veteran dungeon is. Oh, and let's open these too. So for this, I'm going to focus all my attention on my spirit weapons. We're going to get as many spirit stones as we can. And I made Mabinogi crash. Okay. So that happens. Let me see if we can get the game back. Alright, that's funny we made the game crash. I'm not sure why that happened, so just to be sure, we're going to verify the integrity of the files, just to do a quick thing. This is how you do it on Steam. Because this was just after like a maintenance, so I don't know if the problem's like on my end or the game's end or what. So this is just to rule anything out. Probably takes about 5 minutes. Yeah, now it's going. Nothing else got closed, so I'm guessing it's not like a problem with, on like my computer with my end. Hopefully. I think it's just the game freaked out for some reason. Yeah, I guess it can do that too. Haven't played that game in forever, maybe I should check it out, see if it's any good. Oh yeah, what's up with this game and its cat updates? This game's actually pretty cool. But apparently they have like some sort of a cat update. Alright, let's get back into Mabinogi. Alright, and we are finally back in game, so... Did it open up those boxes? Yeah, good. So we got our spirit stones, and then that's when it froze and crashed. Oh, that's funny. Okay, there's 5 of them, we got 8. So here's 6, 7, and there should be one more, right? Yeah, right here. We're gonna give all that to my Knuckles spirit weapon, because I'm trying to level that one up right now. I want to get that one to level 100, hopefully before the 2 new Arcana reach the US. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's max out their bond. Wait, don't I have spirit gems that we can use instead? Use that. And I think that's enough points to level this up. This takes 7. Okay, so let's go find out what the veteran dungeon is going to be today. So, Rabby Dungeon. And let's just use this Any Pass selection box to get an extra thing of Neurite. And we're also going to buy one from the Adventure Seal shop. So we'll put this one here. I don't know how many tech runs I'll do, but I'll probably do like 6 or 7. So we can buy one more here.
다음 분.
Alright, let's switch to Arsenal Gunner, and we're going to do the vet dungeon first.
아고 한숨 돌리고 이랬으면.
Oh, what kind of event stuff do we have going on? Right, we need to finish her daily like one more time. So we'll do that at some point today, but let's talk to her first. And then we're gonna do Rabby Veteran Dungeon. Oh wow, a lot of people in the dungeon lobby today. Let's switch gear here. Dual guns, they have 10 durability left. How much durability does my staff have? 24? That's alright. Wait, so I want to put what I have in the bank, including this piece of Lolar's gear for now. Okay, that's good. Where's that veteran pass? Pull that over here. All right, let's go. Oh, and I guess Way of the Gun got nerfed a little bit. Used to give like 30% damage, now it gives 15%. I don't really have a problem with that though. Like, my gunner skills and Arcana Arsenal gunner skills are pretty powerful even without Way of the Gun. Like, I will use Way of the Gun in here, but like I only use it when I'm low on mana bullets. And if I use it, then like, for a short time I have an infinite amount of bullets, so it saves you some ammo, and that's what I mostly use it for. Still does just fine. I don't think they shortened the duration. Move these keys down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna like the Fury Fighter, but when I was looking at it the other day, like going over all the skills and stuff for the video that I made on it, like it honestly looks pretty cool. There's new combos and stuff to use. But I'm kind of thinking that Fury Fighter will be similar to Blast Lancer, to Explosive Vanguard. And the reason I kind of think it's going to be similar is I think it's going to be similar because it's going to be one of those Arcana talents that's better for targeting like one enemy at a time instead of like large groups. Like Explosive Vanguard has a lot of power, but it's not really good at dealing with like multiple enemies. I think that Fury Fighter might have that same the same thing going for it. So it might be less popular for like veteran dungeons and like tech missions, and like more popular for like really tough bosses and stuff. Still gonna try it out though. And even if a lot of people don't use the Melodic Puppeteer Arcana for like combat, like I could see that becoming like the most popular like Fashionogi Arcana, because like you can dress up your puppets in outfits for that one, so it's gonna have like a lot of Fashionogi potential. I wonder if there'd be a way to use that in like the fashion contest or not. Probably not. That'd be cool if you could. That fashion contest that they do in Tara. And time for the boss. So first we'll get her with that. Then this. Put her on ice, because she can actually run through the bolt barrage. Whoops, got a little too close there. And done. In 18 minutes. And nothing too valuable. Let's go ahead and reload. Oh, that's the new chair from the gacha. That looks pretty cool, actually. I wonder how much that new chair is selling for right now. I want to take a look. Chairs. I forget if I have this chair on a character or not. But it doesn't really fit any of my characters anyway. Well, I mean, it might fit like my Xanafied cat character, the original one, but he'd be the only one. This is that new chair from that Valentine's Day event. Okay, we can preview it, but it's not showing it correctly. We're somehow inside the cupcake instead of on top of it. That's kind of cool. These chairs are always kind of expensive. There's another one like that one that's kind of pricey too. Yacht chairs are expensive right now. Oh, here's the new chair from the gacha. So this gacha came out today. Yeah, this chair actually does look pretty cool. I might even buy this chair if the price drops a little bit. Like, I mean, I wouldn't pay 30 mil for it, but yeah, I might be willing to pay like 20 mil for this. Well, maybe a little bit less than that. Wait, does it do anything? No, it doesn't. Okay, so this chair is just for show. So yeah, maybe if it was like 10 or 15 mil, I'd probably consider buying it. I'd think about it if it was 20, but probably still wouldn't. I mean, it does look really cool, but I'd rather wait for the price to go down. If it gave you like stats for resting for 2 minutes or something like that, like some of the other chairs do, then I would kind of understand it having a higher price. Oh yeah, this is the other framed room chair that's really expensive for some reason. This one's always really expensive. I guess players just really like this chair and don't want to let it go. But it's absurdly expensive for a chair that doesn't really do anything. And really quick, I'll be right back, and then we'll do some tech missions. Alright, let's switch to Dark Diviner and do some tech runs. So we're gonna go over here, and then we're gonna go to the Senmag. Gonna do some tech runs next. And let's use this buff. And the whale buff too. There. Hey Otaku, welcome into the stream. Doing a lot of tech runs today. Alright, that's round 2, so that takes care of all of my temporary nearite that would normally expire. Well, once I open this chest. Now, to use up some of the 10 nearite that I got for the week. Let's get these spirit gems. Okay, so I think I want to use at least half of this nearite, so I'm definitely going to do at least 5 runs. So round 3. So we'll do like 8 runs and 7 or 8 runs in total today. Alright, I think that's gonna be all the techs I'll do for today, so we'll make like 4 runs tomorrow, because we'll use up these 3 and get 1 more nearite from the Adventure Seal shop tomorrow. Today we did like 8 runs, which is pretty good. So let's see what I can do about these skills now. I still need a little bit more XP for that one. Let's take Dampen Chalk up. I think we can just take that to level 10 now, because I have a lot of the noble crystals. So we should be able to just max this out. Very nice. How do we get more of this? Oh, for like doing dungeons and missions and stuff. Okay. Defiance is already rank 10. Blunting Field. What does that one do again? Okay, that increases my protection and magic protection. Yeah, let's level up Blunting Field next. So we're going to need 27 more Virtuous Crystals of Achievement. Where are those boxes at? Here. So 7 of these should do it. We need 2 more. Well, that's fine. Slight miscalculation there. There. Okay, that one's level 10. Now what skill do I want to go here? Haven't really decided yet. Oh! Get 40 entries in the Taming Diary for this one. Okay. Yeah, I could work on my Taming Journal more. I'm not really sure how far I've gotten on that with this character. Okay. Well, we'll work on tech stuff later. That's good enough for now on it. Made a lot of progress. All these checks in here. Saving up my gold now. Was that all of them? Yeah, looks like it. And how's my staff doing? 20 durability, and dual guns have 7, so they're still doing fine. Let's put this gold in here too. Oh, and we also have those awakened strength fragment shards to sell. We have 2 of those. We can get 100,000. I'll let Xanafiedlion keep that gold in his inventory for a bit. And we can sell these too. How many entries do I have in my taming journal? That one requirement for that tech skill kind of got me thinking. Like, I haven't looked at that in forever. We have 25 here. Okay, but I haven't really been working on it that hard, like... I just got a few of them done. What rank is the taming skill? 1? Yeah, probably was just leveling it up at one point. It wouldn't be difficult to get 40 monsters tamed, like a lot of these are really easy. Well, that's for another time. We'll do that maybe next week or something. But for now, we're going to do some commerce. So I think that's what we'll spend the rest of the stream doing. We'll do about 30-40 minutes of commerce. So where do I want to work on my merchant rating today? Let's work on... It'd be better if I had the camel mount, if I was gonna work on Bangor's merchant rating. I guess I could go pick up a camel mount. Let's go to Quilla and see if I can get one. Because the camel is better than the alpaca for like heavier products to move around. Like I usually switch between the alpaca and the camel. Wait a minute, 350k. Is that seasonal or regular? Seasonal? I don't have the elephant purchase yet? Yeah, I guess I'll get that. Now we can get the camel. How much is that one? Okay, we'll get that. If you don't have the elephant already, you have to buy that one first. And then we're going to work on our merchant rating at Bangor next. So I guess we'll take this to Tara. And let's get some speed potions too from this. Wait, where'd those go off to? Oh, here they are. Use one of those. And I guess I should also work on my Tara rating while I'm here as well. These sell for 454 at Bangor. So I guess we're just gonna go back the way we came. Oh yeah, I could actually use my William partner if I wanted to carry a little bit more. I should be doing that. Oops. We'll do that next run. Actually, while I'm in Tara and like the city, I know I won't encounter bandits, so let's go ahead and go to partners. And we'll put him right over the glyph evocation skill, because I'm not really using that anymore. That'll be perfect. That'll give us like one extra commerce inventory slot, and it'll also like increase the weight we can carry by like 200. It's been a long time since I've done commerce with the camel mount. Okay, back to Bangor. And really quick, I'll be right back, and then we'll do a few more rounds of commerce. Alright, we're gonna do like 1 or 2 more rounds of commerce. And I need my commerce partner summoned. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to take that Highlander or Katara for 295. And then you don't need to keep the commerce partner summoned if you don't want to. I think you get like a small bonus if you keep them summoned the entire time. But I mostly just use them to carry a little extra weight, a little bit more trade goods. Alright, so we'll work on commerce more tomorrow. I think that's good enough for now. But I'm gonna slowly work on getting my rating done for Bangor and Tara. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up the live stream right around here for today. And we'll be playing Mabinogi again tomorrow. And Mabinogi tomorrow will pretty much be the same thing. We're just gonna do a couple dailies, do the veteran dungeon, and some techs.